This week's Torah portion, the Torah portion called Toldot, or the offspring of Isaac, starts with the birth of Jacob and Esau and moves on to the final story of the portion where Jacob tricks Esau out of his blessing from his father Isaac. We always learn that every story, every word, and even every letter in the Torah has a meaning. When you hear the story about how Jacob essentially tricked his brother out of his blessing from his father Isaac, or tricked his father Isaac into giving him the blessing instead of Esau, what is there to learn from that? It seems like kind of a negative story.
First and foremost, we need to know the details. What happened here? The Torah tells us that Esau versus Jacob, it's a two different world. Esau, the Torah call him a man of the field. Jacob, ish tam yoshevo alim, occupy himself with the Torah. We are now so much with the movement, occupy Wall Street, occupy, people feel that they occupy and they deserve something. Jacob, occupy himself fully with Torah. The problem with that is sometimes people take advantage of you. You feel that because I'm so good, I'm doing everything right, it means that everyone else behave toward me in the same manner. The Torah tells us that it's not so. You can be a very righteous, good person who's doing everything right, and there are others who do all kinds of things to backstab you or to do all kind of harm to you. That's the reality of life. King David illustrated that beautifully in Psalm 18, who said, and I quote in a Psalm 18, he said, Im chasid tit chasad, if someone is wholehearted with you, you should be wholehearted with him. And if someone is crooked, and with crooked you act perversely. This is Psalm 18, 20 to 25. So King David tells us, as much as I try to be nice and good and righteous and man of God, there are people who try to do harm. So Jacob, in a sense, was a man of God, a man of study Torah, occupied himself in Torah, yet Esau and the whole deal behind him was something that basically wants to take everything and anything from him. And that Rebekah tried to avoid, and that Jacob tried to avoid, and he did it in a way that the language that Esau understands, that's the best language to do things. It's not considering any type of taking advantage or cheating or doing something wrong. It's the proper response for certain people who try to take advantage of it.
And what ties into that concept, Rabbi, is we've seen several times stories of where Abraham went to Egypt and then again with the Philistines, and as well with Isaac with the Philistines, where they told him that their wives were their sister, which would also seem like a deceitful thing, and it doesn't seem like a positive message that we get out of that. So what do we learn from that story?
The rabbis have many interpretations. The simple interpretation to that is you have to behave with people according to the language they understand. In a sense, when I was in service in Lebanon or Gaza, it's a different language than Europeans understand. In America, it's a different language than Europe. The language that people understand, the methodology of culture and language, is so different from one place to another. And in a certain culture and certain nation, certain people, you cannot go in the righteous way and live their life and expect people to behave accordingly. You have to do certain things in order to make things happen, otherwise they just bury you alive. And that's reoccurring throughout history.